Om Vituritum Avatirnam Jnana Bhakti Prashanti Pranaya Galita Chittam Jiva Dukkha Svaisnam Drita Sahaja Samadhing Chinmayang Komalangam Bimala Paramahangsang Ramakrishnang Bhajama Jaya Jaya Karunabdhi Moksha Setu Smarari Jaya Jaya Jagadisha Jnana Sindha Swayambho Jaya Jaya Paramatman Strahimang Bhakti Hinam Jaya Jaya Bhavaharin Ramakrishna Dibaho. Saturated with divine consciousness, his home is in all. He hears every cry, he knows every pain. Under the weight of its compassion, his heart cannot deny the need of anyone. Born to raise the world with teachings of knowledge, love and peace, born to bring humankind fresh songs of joy, this certain refuge of all, this Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa, Paramatman Supreme, we adore. Glory, glory to you, ocean of compassion, bridge to liberation, destroyer of desire. Glory, glory to you, Lord of all the worlds, sea of knowledge, self-existent one. Glory, glory to you, the Supreme Self. Protect me, who am I without devotion? O glory to you, O dispeller of relative existence, O Ramakrishna in human form. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Good morning. So today our topic is the sun and its rays. By this, what I wanted to think is that sun and the rays are not too different. Rays may be looked upon very one little segment of the infinite ocean's manifestation, sun's manifestation, but that is no different. The sun and the rays are the same. Sun removes the darkness. Sun brings light, energy, heat, warmth, joy, peace. When we are in cold, suffering in cold, ignorance. So here we find that the rays are the children of Ramakrishna, who we are here 16 children in the big painting. They are the rays. To understand the sun Ramakrishna, we need to see through these rays and how it flourished into the world for the good of humanity. This is Vedantic perspective, we say. So there is this Vedantic perspective is this. We know that there is the one absolute truth, which is called Brahman, which we call Atman, which is self-effulgent, which is pure, which is beginningless, endless. It is the nature of light and consciousness. That is what is Brahman, what is Atman, what is the ultimate truth we hear about. And when that Brahman, the absolute, that timeless, spaceless, causeless, that which is beyond imagination, beyond your mind, beyond our perception, that absolute Brahman, which is the source of all light, all sustenance, all experience, all energy, all manifestation, takes manifested form through his inscrutable power, which is called Maya, and this whole universe has come out of that absolute one. That's why it is said in Vedanta, Brahman alone is truth. You know Shankara's famous quote. What is the essential teachings of whole Vedanta? He teaches that Brahma Satyam, Jagad Mitha. But Jiva Brahmaiva Napara. In a nutshell, the whole Vedanta has been given here. It says the Brahman alone is truth. That is the ground, that is the foundation upon which all this diverse creation has been manifested. Brahman alone is truth. Then, Jagat, this universe as I see, what is this? It is mitha, it is illusory in the way I see it. But it is not false. It says, next line, Jiva, the individual soul, as we are. The individual soul means not human. It's human, subhuman, superhuman, or whatever creation, in the creation, whatever we find. They are all Jiva, and the Jiva Brahma Eva. This I am seeing is all Brahman. The same Brahman, the same transcendental Brahman manifesting in these multifarious forms and names and appearances. So this is the Vedantic philosophy. The sun is the Brahman, and its rays are all we, the created universe. Sun and the rays are separate or not separate. Yes, in one sense it is separate. As you see, the rays are only little bit of the infinite sun. So it is separate. At the same time, no, it is not separate. As the sun removes the darkness, as the sun brings light, as the sun is a heat, it removes the darkness and ignorance, all this. So every ray has the capacity. It is the same power, same energy. It is that. So this is the ultimate truth of Vedanta. And what is our spiritual practice? To go back to our awareness that I am a ray first. We forgot. We think that we are only human being. We are born to cry, weep, die. And our life is a miserable life. We will have to go through it and there is no other way. No. We are that spark of that light. That ray, one ray. All of us are rays, one ray, one ray. And we have the power. And each ray, if you analyze, it has the potential to illumine, to remove darkness, ignorance, to give heat and energy, to sustenance. That is the whole. So whole spiritual journey is to think that I am separate from that sun, first of all, as we are. Make sun somewhere different. Then the sun, second state of development happens, I am a part of the sun, because all the rays put together is sun. And third will be there, no, there is no sun, there is no rays, it is only one. So this is the spiritual journey. All human beings, we are born in this world with this identity that I am very little, tiny, puny person, born to cry, weep and die, as if no other hope. Social circumstances, external situation, everything is pressing me down, and trying to make me an object of suffering only, object of compassion in the eyes of others. But our spiritual journey is that to get it back to ourselves. And how to do that? Then comes that infinite sun, which is unfathomable, beginningless, endless, that Brahman, out of compassion, takes a human form. And that is called the avatars, our Christs and Buddhas and Ramas and Krishnas and Ramakrishnas. So, and this infinite Brahman, taking the human form, looking like as human being like us, they have the potential capacity of removing the darkness of all of us. And he does it. When he comes as a human personality, he brings his own people, entourage, so that they can jointly function to remove this great mission of removing the darkness and ignorance of all of us. And God comes again and again. It has been in the Hindu belief. And today we'll think about Ramakrishna, the latest incarnation, where he comes with his associates. 16 associates. If we look at anyone, we can find they go root. Their root goes to Ramakrishna. Who is Ramakrishna? Ramakrishna is not a human being. Ramakrishna is a person who is intoxicated in God. Ramakrishna is a person where world is suffering, misery cannot touch. He is transcendental, as it were being in human form. Read a few lines of Gospel of Ramakrishna. Read a few stories of Sri Ramakrishna. He is a person where you find that he is resembling that sun, eternal sun, that light, that beauty, that joy, that freedom, that blessedness, that peace emitting all the time. But he also manifested himself through his spiritual children, Vivekananda, Brahmananda, Shivananda, Turiyananda, Trigunatitananda, like that, so many children whose painting had been done by our great Swami Tadananda. But we have to look. We cannot look at the sun directly. But we look through some telescope to see its bigger identity. Telescope can give you little bigger view, but that actually with the naked eye we cannot see the glory of that sun. Therefore we have to go through these different divine entities through whom we see there is nothing but God and divine. And nothing but Ramakrishna, what he came for teaching to the world, manifested through their life. Particularly this month is according to lunar calendar, we give 5 disciples' birthday. The 5 disciples, Swami Vivekananda, Swami Brahmananda, Swami Turiyananda, Swami Sarvadevananda, and Swami Trigunatitananda. These are the 5 Swamis. It happened that in this month of the lunar calendar, they are all born in this month. So we can see through their life what is Ramakrishna and what is the redemption. What for Ramakrishna came, the sun, and sun has dawned in the human form, and his rays are also here to touch our hearts. Ramakrishna is the sum total of all individual souls. Ramakrishna is that infinite absolute, beyond name, beyond space, that absolute Brahman. Ramakrishna is embodiment of all religious ideals. Ramakrishna is the harmonizer of all spiritual traditions and practices which is done for thousands of years in the human history. So it is for everyone, and that from that light we get the rays to illumine our life, belonging to any tradition, any phase, any practices. Sri Ramakrishna is the embodiment of all this. So this unique Sri Ramakrishna is like that. Swami Vivekananda has created a beautiful song which is called Creation. And there he has mentioned that there is absolute one form, which is beyond all form, which is beyond name, beyond color, beyond division, beyond the concept of time, past, present and future, beyond space, beyond all dualities. And from that absolute infinite, there arises a flow of causal reality, and there comes the word I will be many. That idea came in the cosmic will, and there comes the waves and billows and limitless bubbles and waves and ripples and come up. That is we are. I. And in that infinite ocean of desire to become many, there arises limitless, countless waves. And how many form, how much power, how much movement, how much stability, who can count it? Giving birth to millions and billions of suns and moons. It has, in the infinite ocean of that consciousness, the whole universe is created. And in that creation, the trees, plants, human, subhuman, all are born. And how much of misery, how much of suffering, how much of death, and how much is fun of life, it is going on. But it is nothing but that same ocean, an ocean of light and light. That is the sun. Verily the sun is He, and His rays. Nay, the sun is He. He is the ray. That is the whole creation and its redemption process. Now, to see Ramakrishna, as I said, Ramakrishna is manifested more to us. Ramakrishna is sometimes so high, it is very difficult to grasp him. Swami Vivekananda was one asked to write a biography of Sri Ramakrishna. Swami Vivekananda said, I am not competent to write about his life because he is so great, and I may make a monkey to create a Shiva image. Vivekananda-like person is saying that I am incompetent to understand Ramakrishna fully. So what about us then? But whatever, we have no other alternative but to see through Vivekananda eye, to see through Brahmananda eye, and to see how this Vivekananda and Brahmananda are created by. They are born as human, but with a touch of this Ramakrishna, they become the world teachers. They become the redeemer of the others. That is the greatness. And we can see everyone expresses one idea more dominantly rather than others. Suppose if we look at Vivekananda, you'll find the perfect manifestation of jnana, karma, yoga, bhakti, wisdom, external knowledge of the external science, the thinking which can uplift everyone from any level. You look at Brahmananda, you find here is a man of God. There is nothing but him. He is absorbed in his inner consciousness. As if he is in the world, but not in the world. He is sitting over there, just his presence. Others are getting spiritually uplifted. We find a person who is adept in mastering the samadhi by his, just like this. He wants to go to samadhi, boom, he can do that. Not only he can go, he can make us go. Brahmananda, such a person, you read The Eternal Companion, and our Swami Prabhuvanandaji, who founded this Vedanta society in Southern California, he talks so much about his guru, Swami Brahmananda. He is a person, he can see afar what is happening. He can easily, by sweet will, can give us samadhi. One time, that was the talk, Swami Prabhuvananda says, Swami, you have so much of wisdom, and you can give it to us. You are very miser. Maharaj said, no. I can give. Can you take it? We are not ready for that. So the question is that who we can find in the world have the courage to say, I can give you samadhi, no? So that's why the Ramakrishna's life can be viewed through the eyes of Swami Brahmananda. That Brahmananda is a person totally submerged in God consciousness, and at the same time a man of great wisdom to run the whole Ramakrishna movement. This Ramakrishna movement is meant for the good of humanity. It's not for any particular country, particular people or group of people, because they are born for the redemption of the world, not with their full ego, but egolessness. That is the beauty. They have keep no ego, but they do the thing what is to be done. And that's why their work is the best work. A person with ego can do some good, but also damage many things. But a person who has no ego can do the best and really good for all. You look at Swami Turiyananda. Swami Turiyananda came in this country. Swami Vivekananda, after going back from this country, he said, I have preached Vedanta. Now I am sending one who is a living Vedanta. And Swami Turiyananda was unwilling to come in this country. Then Swami Vivekananda said, you need not have to speak. Just you go, you stay, that will work. See such a person, just his presence will give the understanding what is called Vedanta. Swami Turiyananda was from the childhood used to think of the Vedantic thought. I am Atman, I am Brahman, I am not this body, no. Coming to Ramakrishna, and he was reading 6, 7, 8 hours every day in a student period. And he once visited Ramakrishna, and Ramakrishna was very much keen to see the young children who come around, who have the potential power to grow in spirituality quickly, pure soul. And he didn't come for months. Then he said, what is happening? Why he is not coming? Then he said, oh, he is studying Vedanta. And then one day, anyhow, that Turiyananda Harinath was the name. He came and Ramakrishna said, why I don't see you? I am studying Vedanta. Like, what is there in your Vedanta? Brahman alone is real, God alone is real, and all else is illusory. I mean, it's not permanent, changing. Is that or anything else? These two lines only uttered from Ramakrishna transformed the whole life of Turiyananda. He understood, why am I reading so many books? What is there? This is the only truth. God is the reality. And everything else is temporary and changing. So if that is so, search God. Take your whole mind and attention to God and God only. And he actually gave up all these pursuits of study, but he established himself in the knowledge of Brahman. And we find he came here, he was in San Francisco, the place Shanti Ashram we called, many of you may know Shanti Ashram. There he established a group. He went there and with the Western devotees in this country followed there, and there is a retreat center now. Now it is not accessible, that's why once a year they do the program, open it. But he enriched the lives of many of this country by his physical presence, and the foundation strongly founded on the knowledge of the wisdom of the non-dual Brahman, at the same time blending with the idea of surrender. Lastly, he was so much devoted. I am Brahman, that's true. You try your best, but to know, ultimately, it depends on the grace of God, grace of Mother. He used to say that have trust in Mother. Pray to Mother. Mother will do everything for you. A person, the highest knowledge which is carrying Advaita knowledge, seeing God everywhere, in every being, and at the same time teaching a lesson for all of us, that think that is the ultimate truth. Make your effort strong to reach that particular destination, but at the same time think that you cannot do yourself alone. It is the grace of Mother, the Divine Mother. So this is the unique characters what we can follow, either Brahmananda's life, either this life of Swami Turiyananda. Turiyananda Swami, Ramakrishna said, he is born from that area where, from the absolute, where names and forms are coming. He lives in that awareness, and he is coming from that source where all the names and forms are generated from that absolute undivided state of reality. So, and when he is dying, we see what a unique way of his thinking of death. Swami Brahmananda dying, you know. Brahmananda Swami was dying. Ramakrishna saw him as a playmate of Lord Krishna. He used to dance with Krishna. And when he saw, Ramakrishna saw Swami Brahmananda, he saw that as if a boy, his child, seen in the Ganges, in the lotus, and with Krishna, a boy is dancing. And as soon as he saw this Brahmananda entering into his room, he saw that, wow, who are you? What is your name? He said, my name is Rakhal. And Ramakrishna was so happy. He said, even the name matched with my vision. He had the vision that he is the playmate of Krishna. And then when we find that when he is leaving his body, Swami Brahmananda saying, oh, you have no eyes. See, my love, my Ramakrishna has come. And my Krishna dancing. Put anklet on my feet. I will dance with Krishna. What? You don't see the nectar of Brahman. And I see the ocean of Brahman. And in that Krishna is dancing. These are all mystic expressions, no? But see how soothing it seems that a life lived, what it can take us to that divine realm. And then he said that, okay, I am saying on one time Brahman, and again I am taking Krishna. All they are same. And ultimately, when he passed away, he saw the mystic vision of Krishna merged into the Brahman, and he also merged into that. And that these experiences, and Brahmananda Swami's whole life was full of experiences and intense spiritual practice. Really, genuine spirituality, we want genuine spirituality. Why I am talking about genuine spirituality? We can go to many ideas, many thoughts by doing this certain things of breathing, certain things of physical, certain things of watching the mind and this and that. But it is genuine spirituality, see God, finish. These are all tools to take you to there. But if we read their life, we find that they have totally emphasized on this aspect of spirituality, that you are capable of having the vision and experience of God directly yourself. It does not matter. You have to go roundabout way. Just go straight to God. And this Brahmananda was such a personality that he will be sitting in one place. One time there is a story that one brahmachari was sitting thinking that, I heard that holy people are so spiritual that you cannot bring any negative thought in close when you are there. So he one day tried to test Swami Brahmananda, how spiritual is he. So Maharaj was, he called Maharaj, Swami Brahmananda was sitting in a chair, and he gradually came and sat at the back of the chair. And he said, I am trying to, and he tried his best to bring any ugly thought, negative thought. And tried, but he is nothing, no bad thought coming. He see no bad thought coming. And then Swami Brahmananda looked back and said, are you successful? You understand that such is the power of spirituality, that you cannot bring any negative thought there. That see the strength of spirituality, which is potential, and they come to give us this touch of the spirituality. As I was talking about Swami Turiyananda when he's leaving his body, he said, Brahma Satya, Jagat Satya. See, what is the ultimate experience we are talking about at the beginning? Brahman alone is truth. That we know. We have read in the scripture all the time. Upanishads, Gita, it is telling the ultimate truth is that absolute one. Okay. This song also, Swami Vivekananda's song, just we read. But Jagat Satya, this world as I see, it is all true. See, contrary to the idea, Brahma Satya, Jagat Mithya. Got it? Brahman alone is true, the world is false. Versus Swami Turiyananda leaving his body and he is saying, Brahma Satya, Jagat Satya. This world is permeated with that consciousness. It is God Himself, only in different forms. The same reality appearing in different form. So it is Satya, it is true, not as we see. We see as a human being. In that way it is not true. Because this human being we are now, suppose in this Arvine area, say go back 50 years before. We are not there. There are some people like us who are here. So this world is changing. The people are changing. But not as man or woman. Not as any qualitative personality. But as consciousness. It is all consciousness has taken the form. You see, I see you as if you are constituted with that Satchidananda. And that is his experience. He says, Brahma Satya, Jagat Satya. And the third one, Satya Prana Pratisthita. My heart is established in that truth. That truth is Brahman. This world is filled with that truth at Brahman. That is also Brahman. And in that truth, my heart is established in that. Brahma Satya, Jagat Satya, Satya Pran Pratisthita. And what is that Satya? Ultimately, it is Nirakara Nirguna, nameless, formless, absolute. Yes, but at the same time, it is Sri Ramakrishna. Satya Pran Pratisthita, Sri Ramakrishna Amar Pran. Sri Ramakrishna is my heart and soul. You see, here is a blending which always people fight. The form and formless, the duality and non-dual. Here, in the mystic vision of Swami Brahmananda, Turiyananda, he sees that absolute one Brahman without color, name, form, time, space, causation. And then he sees these waves and ripples as his world. He says that this world is nothing but that Brahman. It is only, every wave is nothing but H2O. Every ripple, nothing but H2O. Every foam is nothing but H2O. In the form of tree, plant, human being, whatever you see, this Jagat, this sun, moon, stars, galaxies, this is all only different ripples and forms. It is all Brahman. Brahma Satya, Jagat Satya. It's a revelation, a new dimension of spirituality expressed. And then, what is that? Satya Pran, and my heart and soul is established in that truth, of the truth from which the absolute and the name and form has come. And that name and form, that absolute again took a human form, who is Ramakrishna, the incarnation of the age. And I see that Ramakrishna everywhere. See, that is the experience. So you follow Swami Turiyananda, you can go to that level, live it. Swami Vivekananda is the best. Swami Vivekananda says that he talks about Sri Ramakrishna in the highest language. He says that judge him, Sri Ramakrishna, not through me. I am only a weak instrument. Let not his character be judged by seeing me. It was so great that if I or any other of his disciples spent hundreds of lives, we could not do justice to a millionth part of what he really was. It's very difficult to understand when God comes in a human form and walks like us, talks like us. He breaks his arm. He says, oh, my hand is hurting. He feels the suffering of people and gets cancer. And cancer disease is doctors are coming and testing like as human being. He is God himself. To understand that. But it is not I am speaking, it's Swami Vivekananda saying. Vivekananda is who? You all know what Vivekananda is. He's a tremendous power and force. And he, in an audience of thousands, he can immediately change their whole set of mind. One time he was so full of compassion in lecturing in one place that 1,000 people were sitting in the audience. And he was trying to raise their consciousness into the divine and was trying to give them liberation, that itself. Then and there. And suddenly he had a mystic vision that Sri Ramakrishna said, yes, too much, don't do that, stop. and when he did that, and then he went into the meditation. That's why it is called the meditation photograph, what you find in our anywhere. Swamiji meditating like this, that photo has come from there. He sat down and went into deep samadhi for a long time. That Vivekananda is saying, who has the capacity to mold the life, give freedom to thousands of people at a moment, he is saying, I am an insignificant instrument in his hands. Now understand, it is just to understand the comparison. And is it an emotional statement? I don't think Vivekananda was very emotional. He was very tough guy. He is very difficult to bend. And he will have to understand reasonably, rationally, without that nothing to accept. And he said he can raise his workers from the dust by hundreds and by thousands. Swami Vivekananda said one time, Ramakrishna is such a power. It can create out of a handful of dust thousands of Vivekanandas. But this time he has chosen me to work for him. What can I do? So this is what he says, that the great prophets, he continues, of the year, of the past, not one stands so high in the brilliance as that life which I saw before my eyes. The love, the brain of Shankara, the heart of Buddha, the wisdom of Jesus, all the incarnations, the renunciation, the detachment, love for humanity, all put together, it is a unique personality which has come for the redemption of the world. So, Swami Vivekananda is called the mouthpiece of Sri Ramakrishna, the greatest mouthpiece of Sri Ramakrishna, but he stands for all the ideals what Sri Ramakrishna brought before us. To this, the harmony. See how it is essential today, why we call them incarnation. See, today's world, you see how much conflict and fight going on for the reasons of religion, my faith, your faith, this, that. Oh, Isha. And Sri Ramakrishna came in this age only, taking that particular aspect where the conflict is coming in future. Conflict was there all the time, but the conflict in future is the major conflict of the time. And Swami Vivekananda spread his life only for this harmonizing all the ideas, what Ramakrishna stood for. We can find that Swami Sarvadevananda's life. Swami Sarvadevananda was, Ramakrishna said that I saw Swami Sarvadevananda. He was Sarvadevananda Swami came in this country. He preached in New York, in Ridgely area. He visited Ridgely, and he was substituted. He went to London also and gave. And he is the writer of the biography of Sri Ramakrishna, what we call the divine play. Now Swami Chetanananda ji has translated. That original book is written by Swami Sarvadevananda. Swami Sarvadevananda, you can find in that personality a person always calm and serene, undisturbed in any condition. So one time, that story goes that Swami Vivekananda was always very strong. He wants things to be done quick, just this moment, and done, finish. Because he has to leave his body only. His working life was very small, no? 39 years, 6 months, he left the physical frame. So what he has to accomplish, he wants to do it. So for some reason, when Swami Sarvadevananda did something maybe which Swamiji didn't approve or wanted more correctly to be done, and he started scolding Swami Sarvadevananda as a brother monk, because Ramakrishna gave the responsibility to Swami Vivekananda to take care of all the 16 children when he will die. So actually he was like elder brother looking upon. And Swami Vivekananda started scolding. And it is very difficult to withstand his scolding. Swami Vivekananda, anything is difficult. When he speaks highly about bhakti, you say bhakti is the highest. When he speaks about jnana, jnana is the highest. When he talks about dhyana, dhyana is the highest. When he talks about karma, karma is the highest. So very difficult to understand. But anyhow, that is not contradiction, of course, because that is told to a particular person which will fit that person's spiritual growth. So we are scolding right and left, and after even few minutes passed, and then, but he is sitting simply as if he were talking to a wall, a stone wall or a piece of wood. And after some time passed, and Swamiji then said, "What? You have no reaction in you? Huh? Have you a cold blood like that of the fish blood? Fish blood is cold. That means it's non-reactionary. So he said, you have no reaction? And then Swami Vivekananda, with the scolding, said, get out, go. And when he went out, Swami Vivekananda expressed his views. You know why he is so calm? Because he has kept the infinite always with him. He is in touch with the infinite. See, the secret of his being calm under all condition is that. And he taking care of everyone. He was the guard or the gatekeeper in Holy Mother's residence. Whoever devotees come to treat them and to take them to Holy Mother, to get the mantra from Holy Mother and get the blessings. And he was doing that. He was writing the great master, such a extraordinary work in the history of biography. It is no biography, it is a philosophical biography. If you have not read, you should read that. Sri Ramakrishna's life is called Divine Play. And he took care of he was the general secretary of the whole Ramakrishna movement. But keeping all these, he is always peaceful, always in calm, and a source of refuge of hundreds and thousands of people. Even those people of the ordinary ladies, ordinary widows, they have no bank account, they cannot do anything. He was the banker for all of them. And he used to take care of them. They are suffering, and any time they go out of the way, take them to the doctor, to hospital, this, that. It's a big heart established in the knowledge of Brahman, seeing the oneness in all, no judgment, no discrimination, and perfectly guiding us how to live in the world with your own perfection, with your own purity. That was Swami Sarvadevananda. Sarvadevananda was the compiler of the book, and he was the preacher of Vedanta, the writer. And MacLeod's sister once said, it is Sarvadevananda that Ramakrishna always coupled with Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda being the cup, Sarvadevananda the saucer, and the cup and saucer. Vivekananda used to trust on Sarvadevananda. That's why he made him the active general secretary. And he is and what a mystic experience. He used to belong, Ramakrishna said he belongs to the group with Jesus. Jesus, when Christ came, as a companion of Christ, this Sarat came, Sarvadevananda, and also Susi, his cousin. One time, Sarvadevananda, while in this country going back to India, he went to St. Peter's Cathedral in Rome. And he went there. And as soon as he entered there, he remembered his own past probably. And he went into ecstasy. And he saw a mystic vision that all the pillars of the cathedral, they are not pillars made of stone. They are the pillars of saints, living, bright, brilliant saints. See, this spirituality is so deep here. And the action is only on the surface. So we find that he saw that all the pillars are, he had a mystic trance, and the holy cathedral associated with the sacred memory of the apostles of Jesus stirred up a vivid recollection of the previous life, as has been visualized by the Master, and drowned him for the time being from his consciousness of his immediate surroundings. And he saw these living saints as if holding the cathedral. Not the pillars holding the cathedral, but the living saints. Saints' life which creates the cathedral. And now we have no time today to think about others. So to give just a glimpse that we have to look at Sri Ramakrishna not as a human being, but is a concrete form of the same sun, which is the transcendental. But the same sun appears to us not as transcendental. When you look at the sun, for us, how we see? It is a ball of fire, is it not? And we see that the rays of the light, is it not? But if you go close to the sun, this sun, what will you find? You will find that it is not that ball of fire. It is not 36 inches diameter. You go, see. It is mile, no mile. It is hundreds of miles, thousands of miles. Go close. And if you go very close, what will you find? No beginning, no end. No limitation. Where is that and what is this? It is nothing but it is light and consciousness, light and heat. That is Sri Ramakrishna. Seen from a distance as a human being, like us, eating, sleeping, talking. But you go very close in your spiritual practice, you will find, or same is like Christ, same is for Buddha, same is for Rama. But we are talking about recent time episode of Ramakrishna, looking like a sun, blazing purity, joy, bliss, constant. This cancer cannot stop that joy. Any circumstantial situation is not able to touch him in one sense, and still appearing like we as human being. But approach in its depth in your meditation, through the rays you go of these disciples who lived with them day and night, observed his life, how he transmitted that spirituality to them, and how they kept this illustration before us so that I can catch someone, I can get inspiration from one, or you can get an inspiration from other. But take the inspiration and move in the spiritual journey to reach that sun. But the sun is not a man, Ramakrishna, as I am emphasizing again and again. But it is that sun, is the infinite sun, which is Brahman. And that Brahman, at the end of experience, all these great souls say, I see that Brahman everywhere. This world is filled with that reality only. Not the way I see the world, not the way you see the world, but this is the world full of bliss and joy. That is the culmination. That is the saguna with the guna and quality merging into the infinite. Beyond quality, beyond name, beyond dimension, beyond time, space, causation. So that which is beyond, that is in the limited appearance and time, and Sri Ramakrishna was born in a particular year, they died in a particular year. That is the physical personality we are talking about. That infinite sun taking a shape and form appeared before we who are born and die. Our this span of life, in the time he was born, time is gone. But he is the eternal truth if we approach. We are also mortals, but we are not mortal. We are also the spark of that light. If we go back holding these rays and reach the sun and go on, it will appear that is which is beyond, appears to be in the form. So there comes the Shankara's explanation of this idea that Avatar is not like any saint. Avatar's impact is tremendous. As the time moves, Avatar's impact moves on for the whole world. Christ came 2000 years ago. How many kings were born, how many emperors came, and war happened, big history. Well, who remembers them? But who does not remember Christ? Who does not remember Rama? Who does not remember Krishna? Time has passed, thousands of years. As time passes, their glory unfolds and unfolds and unfolds. That is the difference between incarnation and saint and great people and Mahapurusas and we ordinary people. So that's why it's called God Himself comes to redeem us. Thank you all.
Thank you.